Welcome to the new Soul Reaper Shikai tier list, and in this video we're going to go through every single mythic, legendary, rare, and common. As you can see, confusion is here. It's supposed to be a rare, I'm just too lazy to make a new picture, so please ignore that. Anyways, let's get on to the first mythic. Up first we have Snow. Now Snow's a really good Shikai. You got Sustain on your C, your X move goes pretty far, and once you get -50, a lot of your moves get empowered. Like the -50 Z move is true into any move. Like if you do this, you can do a true Rising Swallow or even Floating Strikes, and yeah, you can combo off that. You can maybe even do, what's it called? It's Catching Dragon. But your X move, also pretty good poke tool. Once you get -50, it does Hyper Armor, so you can use that to get out of combos for free. And then your C move has pretty good sustain. I don't recommend you use the -50 temperature one, because people maintain their velocity, so if you do hit them with it, sometimes they just get flung out of it because they're moving in a direction, they just keep going out of it, so don't use that. Other than that, really good Shikai. You can use it with any skill tree. I recommend it on Speed, Kendo. You can even use it on Hakuda. I personally have been using it on Thunder Shunko Hakuda. It's really fun because your C move or your Z move is true into Gehenna, and then Gehenna is almost true into Triple Striker, so you can do a pretty big combo there. But also off Thunder Shunko front crit, you can do this X move into Gehenna into Triple Striker, and it's almost true all those moves. It depends on your pick and how fast you press it though. But other than that, definitely S tier, just because of its counter. Its counter is up like 99% of the fight because it's so easy to get -50 off your landing or your T move or your X move and your C move. So yeah. Alright, Kyoko. This one I really want to put D tier now. I put it C tier last time, but genuinely it's in a league of its own, in that it's super bad. The Z move really isn't too good. It says it's 10% increase here, but I'm pretty sure they nerfed it to 5%, so it's not that good anymore. The true power is like alright, I guess. You do 50% posture. If you play posture well, you can make a guard break, but still not too impressive right there. Clone is pretty good. It's only really good if you have like Greatsword or something where you're able to be right on top of them the whole time, because you need to be comboing with your clone if you want to make it useful. But other than that, most people just one-shot it with like a Crescent Relief or even just a bisection, so yeah, not too special. D tier. If you want to run this, probably go, can't really go SR Keto with it anymore because Shadows is better, but you can run like Kendo or Speed with it. That's probably the better to run skill tree. Alright, Duality. Duality recently got some changes that made it so its moves have slightly more windup, but in return they do more damage. I think it was an overall buff in my opinion, so all these moves are really good. All the X moves, or sorry, the Yin moves guard break, and then all the Yang moves are really good for playing more passive. Like this duplex on Yang you can use to, it's basically unpunishable because you go in the air and you do decent damage. Your X move is a good engage, and you can play off it, especially on Longsword. You can do X move into like Longsword crit, or just X into Z, or Z into X. Both of them work pretty good. C move is pretty good as well. Off of Eviscerate you can do this. It's not true anymore, but it will do, most people won't expect it, so yeah. And then on these other moves, the Z move is a really long range, like surprisingly long range. You could be even standing here and it would hit you, and it guard breaks, so yeah, you can do that. You can also do X into Z, pretty good combo. C move as well, you can use this whenever, just use it when they're like pushing towards you, and it'll stack a lot of damage, because now they can get hit by more of these little spikes. But yeah, you can use it on any skill tree, it's really good. It's even good on Hakuda. You can do Wind Shunko, Duality, Ground Hakuda with it, it's pretty good. S tier still. Benihime. Benihime is like Duality in like the way that you could use it on basically any skill tree, but if you really want to make Benihime amazing, you can cheese build with Thunder Shunko. It's the same as my Thunder Shunko Snow build, but you're using Benihime. Just play pretty passive, play for your crits on Thunder Shunko, throw out your Z moves whenever someone gets too close. You get too close, you just press this again and you run away even more. But yeah, you can do this. The C move is true into Thunder Shunko front crit, I'm pretty sure still, and then you can do front crit Thunder Shunko into Benihime or Gehenna, and you can combo extend off that. So yeah, pretty stupid overall. You could be pretty aggressive with it, but most people just play passive with it if you want to play it to its best, because these moves do stupid amounts of damage. So I'm still putting that S tier. Alright, Suzanbachi. Suzanbachi is really good. A lot of people downplay it, but it's still pretty good on Kendo. It's even good on Speed, actually. The Z move surprisingly does decent damage. Unfortunately, it doesn't guard break, but once you hit it the second time, the second slash will cripple and deal % damage, so that's a pretty good pressure tool. Your X move is pretty good. You can do X move into Jumping Sonata Flow and it'll usually hit. You can also do C into Jump Sonata Flow. So if you're gonna run this, I recommend Kendo. You can also run it on Hakuda, it's pretty decent still. So yeah, probably gonna put that S tier just because of its combo potential. It's got a very high skill cap, so if you really like this, you could definitely make it work. I think even on, it's actually really amazing on Greatsword. When I was running it, you can do Greatsword crit into X into Jumping Sonata, and that's almost true. The Greatsword into X is true, but then the Jumping Sonata is not, but most of the time it will land, because most people will fail the parry check or they won't dodge in time. So, yeah. That's why it's up there. Theater is amazing now. They made I think they fixed some of the moves, like the C move, and then I think the X move got fixed. Because the C move, you used to be able to ragdoll cheese out of it. Now you can't anymore, because you just fall beneath them, and they get a free Rising Swallow off them. So you can run this on speed, kendo, even Hakuda. Because this is such a versatile moveset, I think it's really good. The Z and X moves, I used to say that it was really easy to dodge out of it, but once you get below a certain amount of health, or if they just wait for you to flash step or dodge, it's really hard to get out of this. There's really no counterplay to some of the moves. Like under, I think 3 or 2 bars, it becomes very difficult, because even if you do perfect dodge, you sometimes won't even get out of it. And then if they just wait for your flash step, like I said, it'll just be guaranteed to land. So yeah, and these moves are both uncounterable, I'm pretty sure. Z and X move you can't counter, so makes that slightly more annoying. Also, the counter has like basically no wind up. I think it's frame 1 as well. And you really can't tell they do it because the text bubble disappears after a certain distance. So if they're like further away than like, say like this, I guess, you wouldn't be able to see it. And also, even if you do see it, it's kind of hard to react to because a text bubble means nothing because a lot of moves have a text bubble, not just its counter. So probably gonna put this S tier. Yeah, that's a pretty good spot, I think. All right, Flower. Flower's pretty good. The Z move you can move stack off of, or at least I think you can. Someone said in my comments last time that you can't move stack off it, but you can still do the Z move into crit and then force them. If they do block, you guard break them and you get a free combo. X move is pretty good pressure because it'll knock them back. You can combo end with this. I guess you could maybe combo extend with this. You could do this into like a Flower Passage or Flowing Petals, but yeah, pretty decent overall. C move, decent damage. Unfortunately, doesn't stun them, but might as well stack the damage while you can, I guess. But pretty decent. Pretty simple Shikai, but very effective, especially if you play it perfectly. So I'm gonna put it A tier for that. Alright, Ice. Now, Ice is really good, especially with the new SR Murasama, even though most people think it's pretty bad. A lot of your combos become true off it. Like, you can do Carving into Murasama crit at basically any distance, because Murasama crit goes super far. You can also do X move into Murasama crit, and it's true because while they're frozen, because the crit's so fast, you'll get onto them. Also, Ice Mirror, I think the running crit is true off Ice Mirror, so it really pairs well with SR Murasama. So I really recommend you run Kendo with this. Really good overall. And I think also, I know, Carving at a certain distance, if you get them at the perfect spot at the very end of it, Rising Swallow is true. So that's a really good combo you could do. That's almost a bar of damage right there, so. Should be running Ice. Ice is still good. You can also just run it with Longsword, that works as well. It's good with speed as well. Alright, Blood. Blood is still really good. I think they buffed the healing. I don't know, maybe they didn't. I feel like they heal more now. But yeah, Hemorrhage is true into basically anything. If you hit the second part of it where they get ragdolled, that's true into Rising Swallow. If you're far enough away, if they're further away, you could do Sonata Jump Tech to get to them before they get up, and it'll be true. X move has stupid range, it pulls them in, does decent damage. Once they get by the first hit, they can't get or block or parry the second one, so free damage right there. C move is still frame 1 basically. You can literally do it like mid combo to get out of it, because they made this a lot easier to hit. So if you're like getting M1, you can literally press the C move and get out of it. Kind of stupid. Probably gonna put this A tier still though, because I don't think it's as good as the other ones. But if you play this perfectly, you can make it still very good, especially on Medic. Medic with Discord, this does stupid damage, you have insane sustain, and yeah, pretty good. Alright, Ink. Ink is really good with Hakuda and Kendo in my opinion. You don't really want to run this on speed, because Z and X, or Z move guard breaks, and then your crit also comes up pretty fast, so it's really good on Kendo, because you have a lot of high damage moves for follow-up. X moves got nerfed, but it's still pretty good pressure. I think it's like, sorry, 6 to 8 seconds, I think, that they're unable to use their moveset. They might have nerfed it a little lower, but still, it's a free combo once you get this on them. Droplet also is a pretty good engage. You can do this into crit, or this into wave front, and it'll usually land. Dang. What else? Oh yeah, this is really amazing on Hakuda. Even though it's not here, because it's the Shikai tier list, this moveset is really good for Hakuda because it's good for ground Hakuda. Because you have a lot more moves on the ground to make it a lot more viable. And once you get in Bankai, you can do true combos with this moveset. So yeah, probably gonna put this. Should I put it S tier? I'm gonna put it S tier. I'm gonna drop Susanbachi to A tier because I don't want to have too many in there. But Susanbachi, if you play it perfectly, it will be S tier. Alright. Alright, Confusion got a new rework, and it's actually pretty good. Unfortunately, in ranked, because there is a marker over the player that you're fighting, it's not as effective, so I don't think it's all too special. But if you are not in ranked, where they don't have markers over their head, or in a Clan Wars mode where they have markers over the head, this is a pretty strong one, I guess, but it's not too hard to figure out which one is the real one, because the real one will only have effects. And also these other moves are pretty decent. This hold variant where you make them come back to their thing. I think you can do a true Ito Kaso off this. So if you do that, they run away because they don't know they're going to teleport back. You can Ito Kaso, that's a free combo right there. And then these other ones are pretty okay. This one I think can't land true anymore. Like, you used to be able to do Z into C, but I think they reworked it so you can't do that. So you have to catch them off guard, like off guard break or something. Or if you throw it out while they're in like a waterfall dance, maybe you'll get them. And then X move is alright. Probably gonna put this B tier though. I mean, it's a funny Shikai to use. I mean, it's confusing actually to play against, but because in ranked and Clan Wars, you can counter it just by seeing the marker over their head, or if you just know how to look at the effects, it's not too bad. Actually, I'm gonna drop it to C tier. I don't think it's that special. Alright, Shinso. Shinso was really hyped on release, but it isn't that good. A lot of its moves don't really combo too well into each other. You've got a short blade, yes, once you hit like, I think the C move, your M1's get empowered, but that's not enough to make this a good Shikai. You've got a counter as well, it's not too good though. So, yeah, probably gonna put it C tier. There's not really too much combo potential for this. It's just a cool Shikai. Can make it work, but it's really not worth running. Like, you'll never see this in high elo ranked or in Clan Wars. Alright, which one are we up to? Zangetsu. Now, Zangetsu is actually really good. I think I might have put it below A tier last time, I don't remember, but it's definitely A tier or S tier worthy. Its Z move is still, I think it is frame 1 hyper armor actually. And then it's also really good because this X move got buffed, it's a lot faster, and has pretty good ragdoll, so it's really good for ground Hakata. You can also just use it on Kendo and be annoying. If you're running speed variant on your Visored, if you're running speed with this, it's even more overpowered because you actually go invis during a Phantom trick for a little bit of time, like 2 to 3 seconds. So you can run that, and then while you're invis, you charge up one of these moves, and you just get free combos off it. It's kind of silly. I don't really like that. I don't know if that's a glitch or intended, but if it's intended, whatever. But yeah, Zangetsu definitely A tier. You can run it on any skill tree and it'll be good. It's because this Mushin move is really fast, and this is frame 1 hyper armor. And then C move you can combo extend off of. So yeah. Alright, Judgment. Judgment isn't really that good. I said last time you can make it work, but I think they nerfed the damage overall. Sometimes it does glitch though, and like the counter does like half a bar. I don't know why it does that. Or even a bar. Like I literally lost a whole bar of this counter one time. But I'm just gonna assume it glitched because it stacked it a bunch of times. But yeah, it's really nothing too special. There's some passives to this. Apparently all of them are glitched as far as I know, or like not working. And I don't think they plan on fixing it for the 3 Judgment users, so not really too good to use. There's some skilled stuff you can do with it, but again, not worth learning it because other skill trees will destroy you, or movesets, sorry. Also gonna put this C tier. Alright. Fire. Now Fire is actually really good. The Z move is pretty good pressure. It's really hard to parry. I think it also guard breaks too. If it doesn't guard break, it's still pretty decent pressure and does decent posture. X move is pretty good. You can use this combo extend or combo start on Hakata. It's kind of crazy. C move as well is decent. You can use this basically any time and it does decent damage. But yeah, I'm gonna probably put this. Can I put it A tier? I'll put a B tier for now. It's probably A tier if you play it well, but I don't think it's too special, honestly. I don't see too many Fire users in high elo, but that doesn't mean it's not viable. Alright, Water. Water's very underrated. I still think it's an A tier Shikai. You can use this on basically anything. You can run it on speed, Kido, Kendo, probably not Hakata, but the Z move is really good pressure. You move surprisingly fast, it's a ragdoll. Then once you do the ragdoll, you can go usually into the X move. And then the C move is free pressure whenever. Even though they added an animation now for it so you can read it, it still comes up pretty fast where like most people won't block it. Or if they do block it, it'll hopefully guard break them if you play posture correctly. But some combos I like to do this on speed is X into floating strikes. It's not true, but it is almost close to true. And then on the return back, if you pressure them, hopefully they get hit by the reverse tide. And because it guard breaks on the way back, you can combo extend off that if they do get guard broken. So yeah, putting that A tier. Alright, Berserk. Berserk really isn't that good anymore. Unsealed Rage got nerfed, and also they made this not guard break anymore. And then the X move is alright. It's okay on medic, I guess, because you want to have high damage moves and then also be able to run. But I don't really like it too much. A lot of these moves are, if you know how to play against it, they're pretty easy to dodge. The C move you can get out of usually. X move, yeah, it's a pretty good pressure on you, but I don't know, just get out of the way. I'll put a B tier then, I guess. If you play it perfectly, sure, maybe it's an A. I don't know. I don't really like it too much. Alright, Poison. Poison is actually surprisingly good. It does pretty decent damage, and then this X move most people can't react to. So you can do this, and then you can do any combo you want because you're like hidden by this little fog thingy, whatever. And then the C move is pretty alright. I think Great Sword crit into C is almost true, and also Great Sword crit into Z is true. So if you do want to do a cheese build, you can run Great Sword. It's a pretty funny combos you could do with it. A lot of people don't expect it. Yeah, I'll probably put it C tier. It's nothing too special. Maybe B tier if you play it well. Alright, Wind. Wind, I don't think it really has much going for it. Yes, you can do combos off it if you land the Wind Prison and then bring them close. You can do basically any move true. But most of the time people will block that. It doesn't even do that much high posture. I think it does like 2-3 bars at most. So it's not too impressive. Z move, if you do have that accessory, will guard break again, and then you can do that into Wind Prison. But yeah, I don't know. This really isn't too good. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it B tier just because of the Wind Prison combos you can do. Like you can do this into Rising Swallow, or this even to another high damage move. In Clan Wars, it's annoying if they use those moves while you're fighting someone else. Creation. This one's definitely S tier. Really high skill cap though, so if you want to be good with it, you need to learn the combos. Like ZM1 is frame 1 hyper armor. Unfortunately, you can't do it in air, but you can do it to get out of combos. ZM2 is true into many moves. It's true into Rising Swallow, and it's also true into Bisection at a certain range. Like around here, if you do it, I think it's true into Bisection. It's at a sweet spot where it is true though. X move is really good combo. You can do this into like a longsword crit, or do it into whatever, like a Sonata even, and it will make it basically true. C move, free combo starter. Unfortunately, it doesn't guard break, but if you do know how to combo extend with it, or combo start with it, it's an amazing move. So I'm putting it S tier. I didn't put it there last time, but this one does need a lot more skill than the other S tiers. But if you do master it, it is one of the best Shikai, or the best Shikai in the game, because all the moves combo extend. Alright, Lightning. Lightning's still pretty good. I'm probably gonna put it A tier. It's really good with, especially with that new weapon. Oh, not new weapon, I guess. It's pretty old. But the lightning weapon makes it pretty good because these moves are pretty fast, hard to react to. Z is a pretty good combo start. You can do this into usually floating strikes, depends. Especially if it guard breaks, you can. But they did increase the posture on the Z move, I'm pretty sure. X move comes out fast, you can use this to cancel moves. And C move, I think true guard breaks now, because I don't think you can block it anymore. Maybe you can if you have like the perfect accessories, but with the current meta set, you cannot block this. So I'm putting it A tier. Run this on speed. It's better on speed for Lightning. So yeah. Alright, Shadow. I put this one, I think, a little low last time. It's really good on SR Keto still, because of these moves. Like Tendrils is true into basically any Keto move. But the real secret meta is Hakuda on this. Not many people know this, but Shadow Tendrils is true into Itokaso, but it's also true after Raging Demon. So if you have if you play Hakuda with this, with the Universal Hakuda weapon, it's really broken, because you get your Visored immediately if you hit the combo of Doom and Despair, which is you get Raging Demon, you use that, and then you use Shadow Tendrils, and then you use that into Itokaso, and then that is true into Crazed Blitz if you're lucky, if you get close to them. But yeah, pretty stupid moves overall. I mean, they're pretty good, especially in Clan Wars, because Shadow Tendrils doesn't hit your teammates, so you can use this to support. X move is a pretty good engage, I guess, and then C move is just alright. I think this one actually is true, almost true into Catching Dragon, so you can use that. Pretty broken. I'm putting it A tier just because of that cheese true combos you can do. They removed the Teppusatsu one, but you can still do Hakuda cheese combos with it, and also Itokaso combos with it. So yeah, it deserves A tier. So we're probably going to end it. If you want, check out the playlist, my tier list playlist in the description below, and hopefully I'll remake some of the other ones because they are pretty old, 2 weeks old.